Lance Rivera says that after that Biggie diss, he never trusted Jay-Z again. He's calling out the difference between paying homage and disrespect. He says a paid feature turned into a shot. He's saying that Jay-Z's recycled lines weren't a tribute, they were leverage. And if Big was here, none of it would fly. Here's what we're diving into. The Lil' Kim record, that alleged diss, the throwaway verse claim for Lil C's, and why repeating Big's bars crosses the line for a hip-hop purist, and how competition at the top affects everything. I'm going to break down the timeline, the bars, and the business. Then you decide if this was respect or just a calculated move. Alright, let's set the stage. You're about to hear Lance Rivera explain exactly when the trust broke and why. Let's get into it.
So you have an issue with Jay reciting Big lyrics. I remember you telling me off the record that Big would have had an issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was that competitive with those guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, in the beginning, there was a respect thing. But what showed me that it was competitive as two rappers was we paid Jay-Z to be on a Lil' Kim record on her first album. And Jay-Z sort of dissed me and Biggie at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you listen to the record, Big Mama thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, it's a, you can't use my rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Like Big was all the way hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He was all the way hip hop. When he said the line, my target, all you MCs who started rapping, he meant that. You know what I'm saying? So now at the end of the day, and Jay knows this, he's not, you know, he's not unaware of, man, I know I couldn't have got away with all this shit at this time. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he's not here. You know what I mean? Like, nobody else is the wiser. You know what I mean? Like, but in terms of, and this is only about hip hop. This has no, me and Jay, we have personal whatever, but this is in regards to Biggie and Jay and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That he would have got at him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about especially on the level that he was doing it. You know what I mean? Like, don't believe me. You know, your fans, your following is big and smart enough to go do the research. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if you're gonna stand on business and you're gonna stand on it all, do it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, don't give C's a throwaway verse for his album. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you say, C's, I'm going to give you a single where you're going to make millions of dollars and set you up. Not give you a throwaway verse on your first album. I ain't charge you nothing, but it's a throwaway verse. It's nothing. It's not even a B-side verse. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things, like I said, are important to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like the camaraderie of hip hop. Like, no, we're not gonna be we're not gonna bite lyrics, and we're not gonna, you know, yeah, all right, paying homage is one thing, but multiple times is now it's becoming disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? As a purist in terms of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
So at the time of Big passing, how was Jay and Big relationship? Because Jay, he was on Life After Death. So, you know, I could imagine they was cool, right?
Man, listen, man, by the time, see, what people don't really understand, like I said, this is a story, and I'm gonna try to be as detailed with it when Fulton Street comes out. But it's a story that weaves itself so much in and out of each other. you know what I'm saying, in terms of where the relationship was and how the relationship was building. At some point in their relationship, Big had thought upon himself, right? And people might question me about the timeline of, you know, of where Jay was at in his career. But I do know for a fact that Jay-Z didn't graduate with Biggie, Tupac, and Nas. He sort of got left back, right? Because Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, and Nas was selling million album, multiple million plus albums. Jay-Z's first album, he was struggling to go gold. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z didn't graduate. He graduated with Cam and DMX and Ja Rule in them. You see what I'm saying? In the conversation of the sophomore, the you know how Double XL used to do the freshman class? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you didn't make, you're not on the freshman cover.
Trust is the hardest thing to rebuild once it's gone, and that's exactly what this story shows. What I take from Un's perspective is that this was never just about a verse or a feature. It was about how competition, ego, and small choices can shift entire relationships in hip-hop and in business. Jay-Z might have seen it as a slick bar, but to somebody like Un, who helped shape Big's legacy from the ground up, it crossed the line. And once you feel disrespected on that level, the trust never comes back the same way. But here's the other side. This is hip-hop. Competition has always been a part of the DNA. Iron sharpens iron. Disses and subliminals push artists to go harder. And without that competitive fire, we probably don't get some of the greatest music ever made. The issue is when the business overlaps with the art. Once money, publishing, and brand power get involved, those bars aren't just lyrics, they're leverage. At the end of the day, I don't think either side is completely wrong. Big and Un had a right to feel disrespected. Jay had the right to compete and push boundaries. And hip-hop history shows us both things can be true at the same time. What matters most is how these moments shape the culture, the money, and the legacy decades later. So let me ask y'all this. With that being said, do you think Jay-Z crossed the line by dissing Big and Un on a track they paid him to be on? Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.